Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 1. In this lesson, we are going to build a mini Bootstrap landing page. We want to have a container. We want to have like a Jumbotron style header that will hold something like a welcome section. Then we want to have cards that we will use to write things like features and different content we want. Then we want to have headings. We want to have all the different formatting utilities on the page. So the first thing as always is to make sure that you have the link to the content delivery network, the CDN for Bootstrap, CSS and the JS included at the head area. Now in the body area, always want to have a container. Now take note that because Bootstrap is responsive or is for responsive web design, you always want to have your HTML lang attribute en, and then you want to have this meta viewports. So everything I've written here in the head area, you want to have them in addition to other meta tags and other items you add to your custom web design. Now after this is done, we want to do the Jumbotron style. We'll use a div tag and we'll close. Let's create a rounded corner here. So I'll do, let's say class is equal to, we want padding, let's put P5. We want margin at the bottom, so it will be MB4. We want the background to be light, we'll say BG light, and then we want it to have a rounded corner, so put rounded. Now we want to have container class, let's say container fluid, let's say div class is equal to container fluid and close div, and within this container let's put PY, so we're putting the vertical padding, let's put the highest 5. Now we want to put a heading H1, and let's make this class. We have display, let's put display 4, and let's put the font weight to be bold, and then write welcome to Bootstrap Lab. Now close H1. I want to have a paragraph, and here I'll use the class is equal to, let's use lead, and we'll say this section and demonstrate a modern Jumbotron layout. Okay? And then we can have a button, and this button I'll put a class BTN primary, and if I want it to be large, put BTN LG, and let's say here started like this. So we've done the heading part that we want here. Let me refresh the page, let's see how it is. So we have this heading part, so you can see how we made the background BG light and all of our text that we have here. Now we can come back here and say we want to add cards, maybe we want to add things like our features or something. So let's come here and let's create a container for it. Let's say div class is equal to container close div. Now what we want to put here is a heading that says our features, and then we'll put different features that we want to put. So let's add a row. Now we're going to look at the grid next week's lesson, so don't worry about this row for now. So put the margin bottom to be 4, close div, and now let's put an image. I only have one image here, so I'm going to use that. Image source is equal to image.jpg. Let me put a width for it. Style is equal to, let me make this image 300 pixels, and let's put this as class is equal to, let's make it add image top. Then let's have a add body, close div, and in this class add body we want to add a title and a text like everything we've learned. So let's put a title with H5, class is equal to title, close H5, and let's write fast development, and then here we'll put a paragraph, and the class here will be text, and we'll put text Bootstrap speed up front end development. So let's see how this looks on the web page. We refresh, and then we have this card. I have the image, I put a size, and I put this text. So we can see that we can remove the size of this image and it will fit in perfectly like that. So we have the card and we have this heading section. We can create another card now that will give us like responsive layouts to have another card on this side here. I'll put a second image. I don't have another image, but I'll put that here. So I'll put this. I'll put the same image. Let's just have the same image twice. And I'm going to put the card body, and I will put a heading using card title, and then put this as responsive layout, and I'm going to put the text. Let's say your website adjusts automatically to all devices. And then let's have a last card. We'll have the same image, and then we'll have another card body here, and then we'll have the title. Okay, so we have all of this. Let's refresh our page and let's see. So I have just one image, so I just use the image for all of the card containers, and you see that when we reduce our page, it's responsive. It collapses to stack them on themselves. So you see how Bootstrap makes everything responsive from the get-go, and we don't have to have horizontal scroll bar. And so you see how it makes it faster. We've done something. We've created a whole web page. We have already outlined things here without having to do any major CSS styling. And if this were different images we want to do, we can style it even more. Alright, so this is where we end this lesson. Next week we're going to look deeply at the grid and how we create all of these rows and different columns within a row. Thank you and see you next week.